I will say that Wonka feels very different from the 1971 original. As a kid, I was very drawn to that original movie for a number of reasons, but something that always intrigued me was, the dark through line in that movie. This Wonka is very much not that. It is very like loving and inspiring and silly, and it is a good, cheerful time. So it's very, very different. And if you are willing to go into this Wonka movie and accept it for what it is, it's doing a pretty damn good job of what they set out to do there. It's infectiously joyful. Like it was very hard for me to not have a smile on my face while watching that movie. The costumes are stunning. The song and dance numbers, some of the songs aren't like top tier songs, but I do have to admit, even the ones I didn't love are very catchy, and they're definitely earworms at this point. But one of the biggest takeaways for me from this movie, like Timothée Chalamet could do anything. He's so good in that role. Just like, obviously I've seen social media clips. I know he can sing and dance, but he is just perfect in that role. His voice is great. His energy with the rest of the cast, especially the young actor who plays Noodle, I thought their chemistry was phenomenal. It's a really good time. I am not going to say it compares to the 1971 classic, but it is a really good time, and I think it's going to make a lot of people very happy this holiday season. Are you going to see it soon, Steve?
Yeah, it's Perri didn't realize I hadn't seen the movie when we agreed to do this topic. And so I can just say that I knew it would be good because Paul King is directing it. And there's no way Paul King is going to make a bad movie. He just is too talented of a filmmaker. The real question was, Timothée Chalamet, you got to give that guy credit, not only because this is like a risky role for him, because this is not one of these things where if it doesn't work, this is a real embarrassment where people are like putting memes online and like ridiculing you and like being mean, and the fact is that everyone is saying how good he is in the role. I know that the movie opened internationally already. I think it did like 40 something million, which is a great start. And I will say that I was like excited to see it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I need to go rush out and see this. But everybody I know has said how good it is. And now I'm like, oh, I really do want to see this as like soon as I can. And I love the fact that it's one of these upbeat, cheerful movies, because honestly, we need that right now.
Yeah.
Like the world is kind of, it's always effed up, but it feels extra effed up right now. I don't want to open up politics, but like, I'm just very happy that there's going to be something that's like, wholesome, family, bright and colorful. Like I'm absolutely planning on watching it this weekend. And again, just shows Paul King. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a lovely movie. That's how I would describe it. And I will say, yeah, you're right. The role is a risky one for Chalamet, but I think it also benefits from the fact that, and I can't speak to what was going on in his head, but it feels to me like he took the role with like great intention and enthusiasm, and I feel like I could feel that via his performance. So I thought that worked in his favor. And just because Mike Joyce in the chat is asking, how is Hugh Grant? I mean, this is like the same thought applies. Like that's a bizarre role for someone to take. It's like it demands you get silly and do some wacky stuff, but like he seems to be doing what he wants to, and I think that makes the role work. And again, it comes down to a chemistry thing. I think him and Chalamet have the necessary chemistry, and I think the way that the Oompa Loompas are incorporated in the story also makes sense and winds up having a solid arc in this movie with a nice payoff. So I will say Hugh Grant, I mean, yeah, thumbs up for him, I guess. So that is those are our thoughts on Wonka.